Okay, we're gonna get started and people can join as we go. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay. So tonight we're going over trading psychology. Let me know if you can't see my screen or if you have questions, and I will get to those as we go. So, first thing I want to go over is basically I kind of got a format how we're going to run this and talk about how trading psychology works, some of the things that are important and what you should know. So, first off, basically trading 90% of traders fail to be consistent. A lot of people can make money. It takes no skill to put on a winning trade. It takes no skill to put on a losing trade. I'm sure all of us have realized that. How I first started was I played earnings. I had no idea what I was doing. I literally just traded earnings. Like COVID was happening. And so, like, for example, I traded FedEx calls for their earnings report because I thought, okay, everybody's shipping stuff more often. So it's more than likely people are shipping stuff more. Like what they can't go to the store. So I'm sure shipping is up. So it's just things like that. That's how I played it. And then obviously that didn't work out in the long term. I made money off it for a while, and then I decided I really wanted to learn and dig in how to actually trade. So the first thing is you want to build confidence. So there's no possible way, and I feel like no trading mentor, Instagram guru, nobody teaches this, but like the number one thing is you have to have a plan. It makes no sense to me that you could be confident in something that's different every single time you trade. So how are you going to trade something and say this time you're taking a trend line bounce, the next time you're taking a support rejection or a resistance rejection, the next time you are taking a breakout trade, and you keep taking all these different trades? How are you going to have confidence in a system if every single trade is different every time? You're not going to know if your system is profitable over the long term or not. That's why most people aren't consistent. They don't have an actual plan. So everybody talks about how the market's different every day, but if you really dig into trading and study it, you'll notice that the same way everyone makes money is because they base history off of what's going to happen next. All these trading strategies are based on what happened in previous times, and now they're implementing it into this current time of they don't know what's going to happen next. So the whole point is you don't have to know what's happening next, but there are certain patterns, certain strategies, certain things that happen in the market that can give you confidence in one way or the other, which is called an edge. So the first thing is you need to have an edge. This can be plenty of different things for plenty of different people. For example, someone was telling me they traded the 9 and 21 EMA cross. Some people play support bounces and resistance rejection. Some people play the squeeze. And there's thousands of different trading strategies out there, and you can pay tons of money to try and figure them out. Personally, I play the break and retest. That's how I trade. But the first thing is you have to have an edge. You have to define that edge, and it basically, all an edge is giving you a higher probability that you are going to be successful over the long term. So like say I'm going to be 50% of the time on these trades. That's the whole point. That's the whole name of the game. At least 50%, you got to be right. Okay. So the next thing is you want to have a system. So when you have a system, you want to have something that is no guesswork, meaning like, is it bouncing off this trend line? Oh, is it bouncing off this support? Like, you don't want to have guesswork when it comes to trading. You want it to be everything to be plain and simple and obvious. And you want it to be something you don't have to think about when it comes to in the market. Everything happens so fast paced. Candles are constantly moving. You don't want to have to think about, does this look good enough to be in the trade or not? You need to have something that's like, okay, this is an entry for me. Like every single time, it needs to be the same exact thing every single time. So the system needs to have no subjective decisions. So these two things, having an edge that is proven that you know works over the long period of time, and then having a system to use that edge that you understand works as well and has no guesswork, no subjective thinking, no extras, that just plain and simple, this is my trade. This is not a time to trade. Like when traders say, oh, I didn't take any trades today. A lot of the times that's because if they're a consistently profitable trader, that's because they have a plan, they have an edge, they have a system that tells them when to take a trade. Not, oh, it looks pretty good here, I think I should get in. That doesn't work over the long term. So that's the second thing. Having a system is the same thing as having a trading plan. Last week's webinar that I did that you can find in the webinar recordings tab is exactly on this, how to build a trade system, right? I walk you step by step how to build a trade plan. Next thing, you want to have, basically after you create this trade plan, it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to act like I've had a lot of people, I ask them if they have a trade plan. They tell me, I don't feel like I know enough in the market. I'm just going to watch it and just kind of add knowledge. More knowledge is not going to help you. You need to have a systematic mathematical approach when it comes to trading. Too many people try to be creative and be like, trading is an art. Sure, yes, it's an art, but mainly it's systematic. You need to have something that is you can do every single time. The trade is the same exact every single time. So what you do is after you understand this trade system, you don't need to have it perfect. Your trade plan doesn't have to be perfect. It can be completely mediocre. The whole point is that you need to back test it. You need to, basically the easiest way to do it is go create the plan, create it to the T. So every time, a good way to make this really defined, I found, is when you're creating this plan, you think, okay, every time you come up with a question in your head about what to do on something, make a rule for it and just continue to make rules every time you have a question when something new in the market happens, because that's going to happen. There's going to be things that you don't have in your trade plan, and just answer that question and write it down on paper, put it in your trade plan and run with it. And then go over 20 trades, at least 20 trades, try it out for 20 trades, the system that you've created. And then look back on your results. Was it profitable or was it not? 20 trades is a great sample size to give you an idea on whether it works or not. So that's the next thing you want to pay attention to. Just go over those 20 trades and see if it works. That's all. That's what you need to do. So first, you got to find your edge. Next, you got to have a system. All of this is building confidence when it comes to trading. You got to build up your confidence. You got to build it up. And this is how you do it. You can't have confidence in something that's not like you can't replicate. It just doesn't make sense. It's like if you own a pizza shop and you make a good pizza one time for some people and they think it's amazing, best pizza in the world, right? And then every single time they come in, you completely change your recipe on how you're making the pizza. The results of their reactions are going to be different every single time. Now, put it this way, you make the pizza the first time, they love it. They come back the next time, you make the same exact pizza, every single time they come. But every time there's going to have those minor switches and changes where that pizza is going to be a little bit different and it's not going to be perfect every time. That's the prime example of basically when some trades don't work out. So like you have people coming in, you're making pizza for them, the same pizza the first time, they love it. Second time, same pizza. Third time, same pizza. It's the same recipe every single time they come in. So they know the consistency is there. They know the pizza is good. They know they like it. They come in, they can expect the same thing every time. Now, over the long term, you know they're going to keep coming in because the pizza's good. They know the pizza's good because the recipe is the same every single time. But if you change the recipe every single time they come in, or you change your trade plan every single time they come in. So this time you're doing a resistance bounce or a support bounce, you're doing a trend line rejection, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing different trades every single time, or you're making pizzas different every single time they come in, there's going to be no consistency. So you won't be able to have accurate results. Your reviews on your Yelp page are going to be all different every single time. I hope that analogy made sense. I thought that was pretty good. Okay, so have an edge, you have a system, you test the trade, or you test over 20 trades, right? And that's how you know the pizza is good or the pizza needs work. You need more pepperoni, or you need less of the cheese, like whatever it is. You have the system, and you take and you go over these 20 trades, you stick with it, and then over the 20 trades, say, is this system going to continue to make money? Like, was I profitable over these past 20 trades? That's how you do that. That's how you're going to build confidence. Once you see over 20 trades that this works every single time, then I'm sure you're going to have more confidence in holding your trades longer, having tighter stop losses, and just trading more effectively with no guesswork. Then you got to think risk versus reward. Okay, so basically, every time you trade, you want to have a risk to reward ratio. You want to risk 2 to make, or you want to risk 1 to make 2. So basically, like, you want to risk $1 to make $2 on this trade. You don't want to take a trade where you're risking $1 to make $1. Like, the example that I always like to go to is, okay, if I came to you and I said, I'll bet you $5 and I'm gonna flip a coin, and if you're right, then I'll give you $5. If you're wrong, I'm gonna take your $5. Would you be inclined to take it? Sure, it's $5. Like, sure, that's fine, right? That's okay. But if I came to you and I said, I'll bet you $5 on this coin flip. If you are wrong, I'm going to take your $5. If you are right, I'll give you $20. Would you be more inclined to play that over and over again? You'd be dumb if you didn't. I mean, it's common sense. You could be wrong 3 times in a row. You do this coin flip, which is a 50-50 chance. You could be wrong 3 times in a row, and you would still make $5 on that investment of this coin flip, right? So that's a good example that I like to think of. It's like, that's how you want to have that perspective. Now think, okay, I came to you and I said, I want to bet you $5 on this coin flip. If you're wrong, I'm going to take your $5. If you're right and you guess heads or tails correctly, I'll give you $100. Wouldn't that be more enticing, right? Okay. So this is the prime example of when to size heavier into a trade. So a trade, you have a system that's great. It works. It's replicated over and over and over again, and you can use it over and over and over again. And then you have a situation where it comes that you are going to risk $5 to make $100 per contract. Wouldn't you be more inclined to put maybe $25 loss on that, or $50 loss on that? The answer is yes. So that's the way you want to think about this risk reward. Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about is thinking like a casino. Okay. So the market is a lot. I shouldn't say the market is like a casino. The trading is not like betting, but if you put it in this perspective, you can understand it the same way. So the market is not a casino, but your trading plan can be just like a casino. And the way you can see this is, I got this from Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. So this is a great example of understanding how a trading plan should work. Okay, so this is how casinos operate. So you're a casino manager. or you own a casino, and there's all these huge industries, MGM, all these different DraftKings, all these different betting sites, right? That do different types of betting, stuff like that. You own a casino. How are these casinos profitable? Sure, they got the hotel, sure they got that, but that's not where the real money's coming in. They give away rooms to people that lose a lot of money, right? That's because they know in the long term they're going to make money. And how do they know they're going to make money? They have all these different games: blackjack, Texas Hold'em, Russian roulette. I think that's what it's called. Roulette, whatever. All these different types of games that where all these people come in and they bet their money. So I think most people know is when you go to a casino, you are planning on, okay, I will probably lose money here. It'd be great if I made money, but I'm probably going to lose money here. So that's how the casinos operate, but in the opposite perspective. There's going to be thousands of people that come through this casino. They're going to place bets. They're going to put it around roulette. They're going to play blackjack. They're going to play Texas Hold'em. They're going to play all these different things. But they know over a large enough sample size that they are going to make money off of these people coming in to bet. They know they're going to have those people that make $10,000 here. They're going to have these people that make $100,000 there. They're going to have these people that come in and take money from them and make money in the casino. But they know for all those people that come in and make money, there's going to be a lot more people losing money to the casino and them taking their money. Think about how a blackjack table is operated. You have about, I don't know how many exactly, but say you have 5 people sitting at the table. You have one dealer. Everybody's playing against the dealer. The odds are that dealer is going to have a better hand than the 5 sitting there over the long term, because there's more people playing against him versus him playing against that. There's more people playing against him. So over the long term, they're going to collect more money because a majority of the time, those 5 people, they're going to win against this guy number 1. They might lose against guy number 2. They might lose against guy number 3, but they may win against guy 4 and guy 5. And over this long term, they're playing against 5 people. They have 5 opportunities to make money versus you have 1 opportunity to make money. You are only playing against him. That's how the blackjack is run. You have 1 opportunity to make money. They have 5. So don't you think they're going to end up making more money and bringing more money in? So that's how these casinos operate. And this is exactly how you need to operate in your trading plan. Sure, you're going to have a loser here. You're going to have a loser there. You're going to have a loser there. But you're going to have a winner there. You're going to have a winner there. You're going to have a winner there. Key is to have bigger winners than losers. And that's where risk reward comes in, where I'm betting that $5 on a coin flip to make potentially 100. That's the same thing as a casino. That's how they operate. They are going to do the same exact thing. They know over the long term there's going to be all these people that come in and play in the casinos, and they are going to be profitable in the long term. This wouldn't be a business if they thought they were going to lose money. Nobody would open a casino if they didn't know for a fact that they were going to make money. So you have to think like a casino when you create your trading plan. A casino has a business plan. You need to have as the casino need to have a trading plan, or you're not going to be profitable. They have a business plan and they execute it. You need to have a trading plan so you can execute it and know over the long term, it doesn't matter how many people come in and make $10,000, make $20,000, make $100,000 betting at these tables. If you know that this person's going to come in and lose $5,000, this person's going to come in and lose $100,000, this person's going to come in and lose $500. Over that long term, you know, more people are going to lose, and the casino's going to make money versus people are going to come in and have winners. So that's how a casino operates. That's exactly how you need to operate your trading plan. So that's the whole essence of trading. That's why trading is so much different than betting. You are the casino and you're not the person coming in and sitting at the blackjack table anymore. You might be doing that when you're in Vegas, but not when you come to the market, if you do it right. So that's my whole gist of this whole trading psychology. It's all about building confidence in yourself, and the only way you're going to do it is through building a plan. And the last part of this is you need, once you go through each of these steps, finding an edge, probably the easiest thing to do. There's thousands of people where you can go and pay for their trading plan, or even simply be in this Discord that you're already in. I'm giving you exactly an edge. I'm already giving you an edge. Create a system, test it over 20 trades, see if it works. If it doesn't, go back to the drawing board, modify it a little bit, and modify until you find perfection. You're not going to find a plan where you win 20 out of 20 trades. If you do, let me know, because nobody else in the world has done that. So that's, you need to find something where you're making more money than you are losing money, and you are overall profitable over this sample size of 20 trades. Then you got to pay attention. Necessarily, the risk reward is not really a step. It's more of, this is when you know to take a trade and when not to know to take a trade. So you are going to go in and you're going to know, okay, I have this system. It tells me when to get in. But if you have this edge and it tells you when to get in, but the risk to reward is 1-to-1, you're risking $5 to make $5. It's not an opportunity to take the trade. So that's the next thing. That's the only caveat that comes to having a system. You need to make sure the risk to reward is there. Last part is, think like casino. You are no longer the guy going to the blackjack table. You're no longer the guy that's putting coins down on black. You're the guy behind it spinning that wheel. You're the dealer at the blackjack table dealing those cards out. That's how you got to think. You are waiting for money to come available to you, and over a sample size, you're going to be profitable because you are perfectly executing your plan. So once you have this plan and you're operating the way you should be, you have that perfect pizza recipe that you're continuing to use over and over again, and not having hiccups, not putting too much cheese this time, or AKA letting a loser get too big, or putting too much pepperoni on the pizza, AKA taking profits too early. Those are all things that are a part of perfectly executing the plan. And that's really the last thing I got to say, guys. Like, once you got all these steps down, perfect your trading plan. You got all this, you got a system that works, you're thinking like the casino, you got the risk reward down, you've taken your sample size. And the best advice I can tell you, and I'm going to be real with you, get out of these discourse, get out of the social media, get out of the looking at Instagram gurus, blah, 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 blah. Get out of that. Unless you feel like it still helps, I can tell you the Instagram gurus will not help. If you find this Discord to help, sure, stay in it, whatever. But don't focus on what I'm doing. Focus on your plan, and every time an entry comes up for you, take it. It doesn't matter if I'm in calls and you're looking at puts. It does not matter. You have a plan. You need to follow it every single time, because you know over the long term, you're going to make money. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. Get to that point where you need to be. Perfectly execute the plan, right? And one last thing I want to say for you guys is that I'm starting an account challenge tomorrow, and this is exactly what I'm focused on. I'm trading one strategy. I'm trading one stock. Oh, that's one thing I want to add to this. When you're creating this system and testing out the system, pick one stock and only trade that one stock until you get your 20 sample size. And once you complete that 20 sample size, you know you're going to be in the right mindset, because if you can get through 20 trades of doing this and have the right mindset in doing this, you are going to be miles ahead of the 90% of traders that can't handle this. They can't handle trading one strategy, one stock, and doing it for 20 trades. They can't handle it emotionally. So if you can do that, you're light years ahead of all the other people already. So last thing I want to say, I'm starting this account challenge. This is exactly what I'm going to be going over. And I'm going to be trading one strategy, one stock. I'm going to be trading SPY, and I'm going to be trading it the same exact way, same strategy, and I'm going to be teaching everyone the same exact thing that I'm going to be doing over this account challenge. I'm going to teach them the way I began to become profitable, the exact strategy that I use to become profitable, and this is exactly what I do. So, that's the whole point of this account challenge, not to just give you signals. Yes, you're going to get my signals. You're going to get my trade alerts. You're going to get all of that. But number one thing is I'm going to be teaching you the exact strategy that made me profitable. And you can take it and just use the same strategy, and you won't have to go through all of this stuff, right? You'll already have one, and then just continue to use it and perfect it. Okay, so that's all I got to say. Thank you guys. And I will see you for the markets tomorrow. Anybody have any questions? I'm not seeing any, but let me know if you do. But other than that, that's it. That's it for the psychology stuff. All right, cool. I will see you guys tomorrow for the markets. Have a good rest of your night.